texting, sexting, and all the pictures in between. Misuses of technology in education. Please be advised that some of the material provided may not be suitable to those still living with rotary telephones or accessing emails using Juno or AOL. Good afternoon, and I come to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. As you can see behind me, Bridgestone Arena and LP Field. Even though the Titans haven't won in a while, all is calm here and there is no rioting. Today my talk is about misuse of technology in education, and I've got 3 scenarios I'm going to bring to you, and at the end of my presentation I would like to share with you some suggestions or some resources of things not to do or things to be able to be a better professional. So picture this: you're a teacher. A student begins texting you all the time. People find out. Then before you know what hits you, your school suspends you. That's what happened recently to a Nature Coast Technical High School teacher, Ryan Wilson. A teenage girl on his sports team started texting him for guidance with a personal problem. Wilson began texting her back a few times, trying to help. Someone found out and assumed the worst, and then reported Wilson. The school suspended the teacher with pay for a few weeks. Luckily for Wilson, an internal investigation cleared him of any wrongdoing, and he's back teaching again. The teacher did get a written reprimand for not reporting the team's repeated texting, which put the teacher in a compromising position. Well-meaning teachers who start communicating regularly can run the risk of stirring the rumor mill, losing their jobs, or worse. What boundaries should educators set to protect themselves? So is texting or cell phone use with students helpful or harmful? It's difficult to see texting as anything other than a convenient, quick, and easy way to communicate with students. But does your school or institution have a strict cell phone policy when it comes to calling or texting students? Here are the most common examples we found of ethical issues in education while texting and calling students. Texting students regarding personal matters or of a sexual nature. Sexting with nude photos or admitting to a romantic feelings for a student. Texting negative messages to others about students. Students texting one another nude photos. Cell phones being used to record teachers and post to social media sites. And excessive phone calls and texts to students that can be discovered on cell phone bills. In Maplewood, New Jersey, a teacher supposedly sent sexually provocative pictures on a Snapchat app, believing them to be private. The teacher apparently allowed sex with one boy to be captured on video, which students then circulated in the hallways. Schools have struggled with this teacher-student relationship probably forever. In Maplewood, parents have long complained about Miss Default, who is 35, who taught mostly lower-level English courses. Last year, several parents said they told administrators that she made inappropriate comments in class about a miscarriage, about her sex life, and about her divorce. Administrators spoke to her about it, parents said, but she went back to the classroom and complained that someone had told on her. In June, a young girl told her mother there was a video of a boy opening a Snapchat picture from a teacher in which she appeared to be masturbating. When pressed by her mother, the daughter clammed up when asked who the teacher or the student was. They all knew. Oh yeah, that's Miss Default. Several had seen the video. This was just another day at school. The mother told school administrators, who apparently called students in to ask about the video. It was unclear what they learned. School officials have declined to comment since the arrest. Miss Default taught in the school's summer school program for at-risk students in July. By then, court papers say, she had already had sex with 4 of the 5 boys. 4 are 15, 1 is 17, in her car and on high school property. Those assaults, as they are considered under New Jersey law, continued as she taught summer school, court papers say. This fall, parents said students began sending around a video showing Miss Default performing oral sex on one of the boys. On September 18th, students learned in an announcement from the principal that a teacher had been arrested. Miss Default's classroom was roped off with a sign calling it unusable. The principal asked students and teachers not to speak to the news media. Miss Default's lawyer, Timothy Smith, said she had a shunt put in her brain during surgery to correct a problem that surfaced during pregnancy. That, he said, may have made her vulnerable to being a victim. John George III attends Crawford County High School in Georgia. He and a couple of friends planned on showing up for the last day of school before Christmas break, dressed as Santa Claus and two elves. The day prior to the appearance of Santa and the elves, John posted the following on his Facebook page. Students at CCHS, you're in for a big surprise tomorrow. Let the games begin. The parent of another student saw the post and thought it was alarming, so they notified the local police. After speaking with the concerned parent, a police officer looked at John's Facebook page and felt that it looked gothic and dark, which caused him to be concerned about the message. Tuesday night, John and his parents were visited by two police officers who interrogated John and his parents. John explained to them the plans to dress as Santa, and his parents verified his statement and showed them that John had recently purchased the Santa costume. John even told the officers that one of his teachers knew of his plans and could verify his alibi. The police were satisfied with what they had heard, but warned John about his wording of his post and how it could be interpreted wrong. You would think that all was resolved, but it wasn't. Mike Campbell, principal of the high school, did not accept the police report and ordered the police to intercept John when he arrived at school the next day. They did and took him to the principal's office, at which point Campbell suspended John from school pending an investigation by the school's investigators. Then, Campbell issued a press release telling the public that in light of what happened at Sandy Hook Elementary School, that John's Facebook post was disturbing and being investigated. John is upset and told the local news that what has happened is ridiculous. His father is also quite upset and said the school is unfairly damaging his son's reputation. Someone once said social media doesn't create negativity, it uncovers it. Social media can unwittingly become one of the easiest ethical traps. It's hard for us to completely separate our professional and private lives, and often we forget when things are said online, they aren't private thoughts anymore. The most comical ethical mishaps with social media we discovered are posting negative comments about your employer or community, posts of a sexual nature that can be seen by students, or posts of inappropriate nature such as excessive drinking or partying, posting negative comments about colleagues, bosses, or administrators, posting distasteful comments about students, posting admitting cheating through college, resulting in being fired from a faculty position, and using social media to discuss personal matters outside of the student-teacher relationship. Many students have cell phones today, so how young is too young? CBS News conducted a survey in 2012 and found that 60% of parents offering their child a cell phone were at the ages of 10 or 11. Today, 80% of 12 to 17-year-olds own a cell phone. Half of those today are smartphones. Sprint actually is marketing to kids today beginning at the age of 5. Can you imagine? Not uncommon to see a 2 or 3-year-old becoming fluent on tablets. By the age 6 or 7, kids are very comfortable with mobile devices, sometimes more than the adults. School districts need to have clear policies for acceptable cell phone usage, emailing others, internet uses, both on and off school-provided devices, the use of social media, etc. These policies should be clearly communicated to both students and staff. Other things to keep in mind. Use common sense. Don't post or send anything to students that could be seen as inappropriate. The internet is not private. What you say can easily be seen by others. Third, keep up to date on any school policies regarding social media and contacting students via email, cell phone, and other. Fourth, conduct training for all students and staff on proper and appropriate internet usage, as well as academic integrity and plagiarism when using technology for research and online learning. And last, think before you post, email, video, or text. It will save you a lot of heartache in the end. Again, I want to encourage people to use common sense when they are using social media, cell phones, texting students. It is a brand new world out there, and once something is posted, everybody can see it. This is Miles Herbert signing off from Claxton Elementary School. Thanks, and have a great evening.